There's a big lie that has been going on for far too long about why Lincoln Riley did from Oklahoma to coach USC. Lincoln Riley last season was 2-0 against the SEC. He smacked LSU and Brian Kelly week 1, and then he smacked Texas A&M in USC's bowl game to end the year. And overall, Lincoln Riley is 3-3 against the SEC. He's 18-15 against ranked teams. Lincoln Riley didn't leave Oklahoma to duck smoke from the SEC. Lincoln Riley is one of the better coaches in all of college football. There is no school that's QBU. Lincoln Riley is QBU. If you want to be developed and you want to end up being put in a situation that gives you the best chance to succeed at the NFL, you go play for Lincoln Riley. He didn't leave Oklahoma because he was running from the SEC. He left Oklahoma because he felt like USC had more resources with the recruiting location, and also would make it a lot easier to assemble a national championship caliber team. Plus, at the time, Oklahoma's NIL wasn't aligned the way that Lincoln Riley wanted. And also, living in Los Angeles, California is way better than living in Norman, Oklahoma. Not trying to take any shots to you Oklahoma fans. I'm pretty sure that Norman is a pretty nice place to live, but LA has nice weather. You're living close to the beaches. It's a very nice place to live, depending on what parts of Los Angeles you reside in. Lincoln left USC because he felt it was the best decision for his career. He felt like he peaked at Oklahoma. He felt like he got the most out of that program than what he ever was going to get. But we got to stop with this lie saying that Lincoln Riley was running from the SEC. These coaches want to compete with the best. They don't want to run for no competition. They want to show that they're a good enough coach that they can beat any team they play against. That's why at the start of the season, you start to see less of these big schools scheduling these FCS programs, and they end up scheduling these big games. We have more big week 1 matchups this year than what we've had in recent memory. Hell, they tried to say that Lincoln Riley and USC was scared to play LSU. They tried to get out of the game, and what did they do? They end up kicking LSU's ass. Y'all tried to push the narrative that Lincoln and USC was scared to play LSU last year, and they won that game, and then you still continue to push this lie that Lincoln Riley was ducking smoke from the SEC. Lincoln Riley isn't ducking no smoke. He has no problem going up against any SEC team, and the 3 SEC schools that he has lost to all came in the college football playoffs because they were just outright better. The reason why Lincoln left Oklahoma in the first place was due to the talent disadvantage that he had at Oklahoma anytime he went up against Alabama, Georgia. That shootout that they had when they had Baker Mayfield at the helm at quarterback and they were going toe-to-toe with Georgia, they had that big lead and they eventually blew it in the end. And then they end up getting blown out by one of the greatest college football teams ever, that 2019 LSU squad, when Lincoln Riley had Jalen Hurts as his quarterback that year in Norman. The talent disadvantage that Lincoln Riley had at Oklahoma when he went into the college football playoffs is what pushed him to leave Oklahoma. Now, Brent Venables has done a very good job of being able to elevate Oklahoma's program and the areas that Lincoln Riley came short in, which was recruiting. Oklahoma's recruiting is far better under Brent Venables than what it ever was under Lincoln Riley. But maybe Lincoln Riley, just being in that location, wasn't able to maximize recruiting how he would hope. And that's why he made the transition from OU to USC, because it was just a lot easier for him to recruit. And then with college football being the way that it is now, with you being able to hire a general manager, you don't even have to worry about recruiting that much. It shows why Lincoln Riley's move to USC was justified, and it was the right decision. It had nothing to do with him being scared of the SEC. He probably knew that USC was going to be playing in the Big Ten. No matter what, Even if Lincoln Riley was ducking smoke from the SEC, you can't run from this conference. You're going to have to face them eventually, rather if you play them in the regular season or if you have to play them in the college football playoffs. But let's not act like these coaches are scared of the SEC and the Big Ten. This is the same conference that had the worst teams in it beating some of the best teams in the conference. Like, Ole Miss lost to Kentucky. Alabama lost to Oklahoma. You know, this conference last year wasn't as good as what it normally is. And I don't really believe that this whole narrative of Lincoln running from this conference is true. I just think that Oklahoma fans like to use it to make themselves feel better about Lincoln's departure. But Lincoln has had success at USC. He won double-digit games his first season. Brent Venables has had success at Oklahoma. Why can't we just say that both parties somewhat won in some capacity, even though Lincoln has been better at USC than what Brent Venables has been at Oklahoma up to this point? It wasn't a move that Lincoln made just because he was pissing his pants of the SEC. Let's stop this narrative. Let's stop it.